Explosion Network podcast is never late, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they're meant to. Welcome to the Lord of the Rings Extended, a Middle-earth podcast from explosionnetwork.com. This week's episode, Halls of Stone, directed by Sana Hamri Louise Hooper, once again written by Nicholas Adams. When Durin grows suspicious of the Dwarven ring, Celebrimbor must reassess his priorities amidst Numenor's shifting currents. Elendil searches for hope. My name's Dylan Blight. Joining me, of course, Ashley Hobley. What did you think of this week's episode?
Hey Dylan, excited to be here. Yeah, it was really good. We got a lot of people getting corrupted really quickly. Turns out these rings ain't good, and people have ring. I'm glad that maybe they're not stringing it out. That the rings are corrupting these people or having this effect on.
Well, I mean, the whole thing, it wouldn't make sense because the whole thing's like it's instantaneous when you put the rings on. Is always been the thing, right?
I guess.
Good power, bad power, like whatever.
I mean, Frodo didn't go crazy straight away when he started wearing the ring,
Yeah, but that was what
took a little while.
Like that was a whole he's special. That's why he has to carry the ring, all that sort of stuff, right? That was the whole thing.
I guess. Also, it is the one ring as opposed to one of 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, really interesting seeing all the dwarven stuff, and then the just Numenor kind of shit, fucking humans. As soon as one person goes into power, everything goes to shit. I have a new most hated person on television right now.
Is it the sun?
Yep.
Whoa.
I'm like, this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Maybe the person I would most see get their comeuppance, because he didn't need to do that. He didn't need to.
No. Yeah.
Piece of shit.
He could fit into Game of Thrones, that dude, with the squirmy little face he has. He could play a...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Toffee sort of place. Yeah, I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was good. I too appreciate the, I guess, the pacing of how we're going, we're already rings
we're
are
making
getting
the
made,
rings.
rings are getting corrupt, people are getting corrupted, shit's happening. You know what I mean? That's good. So, and we're just popping along, and I still, I can see, I guess, larger picture how this is potentially 5 seasons, but as far as, a show that's called The Rings of Power, and the whole first season, we didn't have anything to do with the rings at all.
Yep.
Now they're the rings are here, people.
Yeah. I don't know how they stretch it out for 5 seasons unless they slow down a fair bit,
Well, you go into the Battleverse. I think there's plenty to do once you get into the battle against Sauron and
that's true.
Whatever else. So, if we're, as we were, I think, talking about last week, they could literally take it up into old mate doesn't chuck it into the
till the moment he gets stabs and drops the ring in the water,
something like that, maybe. That could be a fitting sort of end.
Yep.
Because up until that stage, we sort of know what happens. Then the one ring sits. Was it frozen? No. Creeps its way down into the caves eventually. Anyway, we know from that point there's little of
old Gollum's got it,
Oh yeah, and
we're going to get 6 movies about that coming soon. So
yeah, chop if you want to. I'm nothing against Ian McKellen, but the dude's old. That too, by the way. Again, we're very much Lord of the Rings. We just watch the movies, right? And that's the point of view of this sort of the point of view of this podcast. But is that whole story that people keep talking about with Gollum that movie's going to be about? That's set what? But after The Hobbit, but before Fellowship is what my...
Yeah, maybe before The Hobbit, The
Hunt for Gollum. I thought that's what the... Isn't that the thing? The Hunt for Gollum?
It would be before he loses the ring to Bilbo, right? Thus before The Hobbit.
Yes, so. who's hunting for him? I don't understand this.
He lost money in betting.
It's like Gandalf just running around this entire time, like for hundreds of years, just trying to find this bloody ring. He can never find the person that has it. Like if that's
right, the person who has it is right under his nose this entire time.
Like if that's just really makes me doubtful of his character. If I have to watch.
He's hundreds of years old. You know, that has an effect on people. He has a really bad memory, as indicated in the show so far.
I mean, so far he has a really good reason, which is that he, came out of Meteor. But I think that would give anyone memory loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's. I think the biggest thing from this week's episode was probably I know. Yeah, we're talking a lot about the rings or whatever, but I would actually say the most impactful sort of stuff, and potentially what was supposed to be the biggest, is the Numenor stuff. Especially when you get to that big fight between, I don't know, whatever, fuckface's son.
His name's Kemen. I'm gonna remember it.
Kemen. There you go.
Piece of shit.
Farazon's son, Kemen.
Yep.
Okay. Who fights Elendil.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. He's picking a fight Elendil, and then Valandil.
Yep.
I've got people's names in front of me. I'm trying to put them into places.
He's not really a great resource for all the
this
characters.
Show. No, correct. It is hard. You sort of have to find them.
I know when House of the Dragon was on, HBO put out a proper thing on their website to keep track of all the names and characters. But
deep fancy shows.
Amazon
stuff is hard. Yeah. By the way, just before we continue, not to keep going off sidetrack, but I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I tweeted about it, but do you also like how when the show ends, it jumps straight into that behind the scenes thing?
I'll be honest, once the credits stopped.
Huh. So if you let it and it rolls, it auto plays the next time on thing, right? And then if you still leave it, it starts playing the behind the scenes show that they're doing for this, which is hosted by Felicia Day.
Smart.
Yeah, I like it. So it's just the sort of behind the scenes post show discussion thing that I like.
So
I wish that more shows did. No, not at all. We don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Okay,
it's Felicia Day interviewing the two. So far, every episode's been two people, and they're talking about key scenes from that episode or whatever. I didn't watch this week's one because I jumped off.
Like the House of the Dragon behind the inside the episode.
Yeah. Like last week's one, they had the elf and the human dude, and they were talking about filming a lot in the swamp. Yeah, filming a lot in the swamp at night, and they break down the scenes a bit and discuss the characters, and that sort of stuff. So I like how it just goes straight into that. I think it's cool. And I remember the first one, it started, and Felicia Day's doing the whole walking towards the cameras. The cameras, it's welcome to whatever. If you've just finished watching the premiere of Rings of Power, blah blah blah. We're gonna, it was. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so cool. So good on your Prime Video. Anyway, where was I up to? Yeah, so they have this whole thing throughout this first episode, the fifth episode, where they're
regime change. He's taken over. He's putting
regime change. We've now got the king. The king is an asshole. He wants more power. Scepter's not enough.
He doesn't even have a ring, and he wants more power.
Yeah, hates elves. That dude's going to get a ring, right? Surely is that the direction we're going? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I believe.
Well, actually, I don't, because Sauron, when he's talking to Celebrimbor, was like, the people I'm most worried about is Numenor. Yeah, don't trust him.
Yeah, but he's lying. He wants corruptible people, right? Isn't that the whole thing? Sauron wants corruptible.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't know that the king's in power, and he believes the queen was still in power.
Because I think, and again, not hardcore Lord of the Rings people, I think, isn't a law thing that so you get 9 humans that get the rings, and then they of course become super corrupted, and then they become the wraith things.
That sounds right.
Wraith things that, yeah, I think
Right.
that's how that works.
Hmm.
I think. So he could be one, maybe. We shall see. Yeah, so he's an asshole. He basically, he says, he's like, tells his son, he's like, your wife, she had a vision about you when you was sucking on her tit.
Yeah.
And just important part of that. And I might tell you if you complete this mission, but he doesn't say what the mission is, right? And then we just cut to him being
It's just
like,
him being a dick. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, is the mission to be a dick? Because if so, successful. Like passing with flying high marks. Because then after that, when we get the scene where you got the captain, he talks a bit to the queen, and she's still all like, "I'm blind, it sucks," but thank you.
I think that's how blind people react when they're every day.
I feel like
blind,
that's
it
how.
sucks.
I feel like that's how.
No, but she's still like fully believing the Plantier visions, because he didn't see doom for Numenor. She believes things have changed, and thus things need to continue.
That whatever's going to play out has to play out.
Yeah,
is her thing. And he's still lord of her. Then he's walking through town. I don't know. I don't know if she's hiding out or just being allowed to stay in a tower like Rapunzel or something. Like,
yeah, I guess
under house arrest. Like, I don't know what the
they haven't kicked her out as well.
They haven't kicked her out. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know what
because that's bad optics.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
to kick her out of blind.
So then they got everyone turning in their weapons, I guess, who's loyal to her.
Yeah.
Which the captain does. Then you get everyone that's like, my captain, oh captain.
Which is his daughter's idea. A turncoat and also a piece of shit.
She is a bitch. Like, the worst part was actually, that was someone else in that first, after the 3-episode premiere. They had that actress on there discussing it. And she seemed really nice, that actress, but like, terrible as a character.
Just talk to your dad,
And then I think obviously the interesting thing there is then she speaks to Valandil, who, they're like, she's like, do you want me to say something? We've been friends forever. And he's like, we have been friends forever, but guess what? You now suck.
Yeah.
So fuck you. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out when she finds out that he's dead. Next episode, that'll be interesting. Or several episodes from now, who knows when we get back to this. Yeah, I think this show has yet to kill off many characters, and I know from what my Google search says, Valandil's not a book character; it is a character added to the show. However, he has been a mainstay for the first season for each of this season. So
he's been around. He's noticeable.
He's recognizable enough that I'm like, oh, they killed someone of substance. Is that like, I'm not sitting there, I don't think anyone's like going to cry over his death, but I think I think
some people, just because it's an emotional moment rather than because of the character, but
I feel like it was it's good enough, like, to give, I guess, a bit more motivation, kick up the ass to some characters to potentially head in certain directions, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely causing friction in the city of Numenor.
Yeah, like there wasn't already enough.
Yeah.
But here have some more sort of scenario.
I did enjoy the Dead Poet Society scene of the captain turning his thing in and saying he's not captain anymore, but everybody calling him captain.
Yeah. Does like my captain, my captain.
Yeah. Shutting down a temple, like the oldest temple, just so you can put
sewer?
a little bit extra aqueducts, Can't work around it. Pretty shit. I don't know how they think that would not go down without a fight, Like any town in Australia, if you're like, we're going to knock down this church, there would be uproar.
Oh. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't really understand, like, Lord of the Rings / Middle Earth and everything. It's like a lot of people speak about their own gods and whatever else and higher beings and stuff, but like overall religion doesn't ever seem to be kept at a particularly high regard. Not that it is in our own society, I feel, right?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you're right. I think in our world, that would be like, oh, good. That's, usually it would be the bad guys wanting to put up more churches. That's usually how the wires cross.
Mega
It's like
church,
bad
yeah.
guys relate to churches. And in a lot of other, like, either fantasy setting stuff or even, whatever stuff set in the 1800s, whatever. Like, yeah, a lot of churches.
Mhm.
Churches, big part. All right, so outside of there, we then have what's all happening in Melt Doom or whatever it's called. King's got a ring.
Yeah.
And maybe he shouldn't have put a ring on it. is what I'm going to say.
That's fair.
Gets the power to see everything, he says. He can now see the jewels and the crystals and everything in the mountain. And he says someone showed him a plot that said, do not dig past this point. And they said, who the hell wrote that? And this, you did. Oh, well, forget what that.
Forget what I said.
Dig deeper, please, I say. So he's digging deeper. We know what's going to happen here. They're going to come across a Balrog.
We do, but again, we assume the Balrog doesn't take out them till much, much later,
I don't know. Like, there's like, see, my little...
Because Gandalf visits Khazad-dûm in Fellowship. That's the door they go through, right?
They go through there, but that's where the orcs...
Yeah, but he assumed that the dwarves would be there, right?
No, he didn't, did he?
I can't remember. I assumed.
I don't know how the lore plays out. I can't remember. I thought it was a known thing that...
Yeah, maybe it is, and I'm just remembering wrong.
Yeah, like, I can't remember how it plays out, but again, I'm pretty sure it's I feel like it's a known thing that place goes to hell, and a Balrog gets there. Now, the Balrog, presumably the same one that takes out Gandalf years and years later.
We assume so.
Assume so. Just goes back to chilling out at the bottom of the ocean or whatever, or the volcano. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I they're very fast down the path of destruction in there, which is sort of sad to see because I don't know. We like some characters there. I don't know. Does this mean they die? Who knows? I don't know how this plays out.
So it says, after finding the dwarves of Moria dead, the Fellowship is attacked by orcs and captured. So maybe they did know, maybe they didn't.
After finding the what?
Mines of Moria, which is also what
Yeah.
Khazad-dûm's called.
Yeah. So after finding it what, though? After finding the what? Dead?
Finding all the dwarves dead.
Yeah.
So
but is it a thing where they, like, it goes to shit and
not?
then more people go attempt to live in it again and then rename it the Mines of Moria? Is that a thing? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to... I want to look up lore, but then I'm also like, am I spoiling the show for myself? Like... Khazad-dûm, the Mines of Moria. Oh my god, here's the wiki page. Yep, alright.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Holy fuck. In the War of the Elves and Sauron. No, that seems ahead of where we are. No. Yeah, the friendship. No. Khazad-dûm's realm, just culture, no thing is also about structure. Radash and Westgate stood the borders of Aragon. Celebrimbor.
Okay, so they abandoned Khazad-dûm.
They
fled into the
abandoned
Wilderland.
it. And where? They fled to where?
Fled to the Wilderlands.
Okay.
Wilderland.
So then why does Gandalf think there's people there?
They reluctantly went through.
Yeah, but does he not? He never got the word, did he?
Oh, no, here we go. The Fellowship reluctantly passed through Moria in winter, gambling that most of the orcs had been killed in the Battle of Five Armies.
There you go.
There we go.
That makes more sense. I was like, what are we talking about?
Lord of the Rings is complicated.
It is complicated, but like I'm trying to make sense of some shit in my head.
Yeah,
right, cool.
So the gist of it, this Balrog's going to come and kill them all. Or a lot.
The Balrog comes and kills them all, right? Yeah. I mean, I knew that. Well, that's what I've been assuming for a while, right?
Yeah, but soon he comes and kills him soon.
Disappointingly, yeah.
But yeah, the tease in this episode with Dina.
Yeah, the Balrog's like, I like that song.
Are we sending message to each other? Echoes?
Yeah.
Like a can through the
Seems like it.
can or rope? Yeah, string.
I always wondered, like, is there more than one Balrog, or is it just called the Balrog as a title?
I assume there are multiple Balrogs, but this is the only one in here.
So I found out the other day the Balrog's like part of the holy beings or something as well, as my side tangential note. And when I said I went on a deep dive and like Lord of the Rings lore is just like intense.
Yeah, you watched like a 40-minute video or something.
Yeah, so apparently the Balrog's like not like one of the top like holy beings or whatever, but like part of the same like race or whatever. You know, I don't know. Shit gets confusing, man. It's a lot. Side note, I'm on a thing of it at the moment, completely unrelated to this, but I just want you to say it now while I remember it. So I started playing that Warhammer Space Marine 2 game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other night, following on my let me just listen to lore to go to sleep video, I'm now put on a fucking 16-hour fucking Warhammer lore video and just set like a timer, and I just been falling asleep listening to it. And I keep playing it again, and now like, yeah, so then the Space Marines did this. I'm like, I don't know, like whatever. Anyway, like it's
subconsciously you're taking the lore in, yeah.
Yeah, probably falling asleep to ridiculously long lore videos for like epic, like IP fantasy properties is a new sleeping mechanism for me. Not to say they're boring. I'm like, oh, that's fun, but also just like lulls you to sleep because your brain goes, oh god,
it's overload.
Stop. Oh dear. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, elves sucks to be them. Sorry, not dwarves. Sorry, all of above. Hey.
But at least they got sunlight again, you know?
Yeah, for a while. But they'll live to regret that.
Yeah. But also we got Durin taxing everybody and not wanting to share the rings unless everybody gives them all their monies. You know? So.
Is there any part of watching this show that makes you just want to rewatch the movies? Like as you start like linking together like
a little bit? I'm like, where's he gonna put all that money?
Stuff like that makes me
Yeah.
And then I guess the only other thing or the other main storyline was of course the Celebrimbor Sauron stuff. Yep. Which is, I wouldn't say going sour, but like Celebrimbor's having a mental breakdown at the end of the episode. So
oh yeah, Sauron is totally playing him like a fiddle, you know.
Yeah, I like the fact that he says to him, like after he's visited, and like the idea of someone twisting or doing something wrong, like Sauron's like, you really shouldn't be letting people put like ideas in your mind, and like you let people get really close to you. And
this is
like,
after Celebrimbor's like, you put ideas in my mind. You like have a way of like putting ideas in people's mind to think it's their idea, and then he lets it happen to himself again.
Yeah, and then like he literally just sounds just like,
man, Sauron, exactly the original gaslighter,
like legit, 100%. He's very good at it.
Yeah, they're tainted because you're a lying bitch.
Yeah, because it's so funny. He does it the perfect way where he just plays into when people start realizing things instead of like trying to hide or deny anything. It just plays into it, but then like twists it and guilt trips, and it's quite I guess that's why he's evil. Hey, but just the whole, even with the other girl, like when she went to the Shadow Realm or whatever the hell.
That was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, wow, this show's got telekinesis. It's fucking weird. But no,
once the stuff was waving around, I kind of assumed that was happening, but also I was like, that seems weird. We already made the One Ring or something. Like,
no, it didn't click to me until he pulled it off.
But yeah, even with that and the fact that he then says to her like, oh man, like, yeah, you went to this place. Like, just tells you exactly what's happening, but then pushes the idea of like the dark beings she saw to him, you know? So he's like, tells 90% truths and then twists the last part.
Yeah.
You know? Did we do something to the rings? Yeah, totally. Something bad happened to the rings. It was filled with a lie. That
The one you told.
did. Like, crazy. What an asshole.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy all that stuff. Like just seeing the how he is able to manipulate and push past the we won't make them for humans. To we'll do them ourselves. To I need to help finish this because now making the 9 human rings is to make up for the bad work we've done and putting the other ones out there, and now it's just it's a mess.
We got to redeem.
Yeah.
Normally, when you need to redeem something, you do a recall. But they don't
now
want to.
Again, just trying to stretch. Plus, think about how it plays out. Like, so is it that they now create 9 rings for humans?
Mm-hmm.
But the part that gets me confused is like our timeline is like sort of sped up a lot now, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff's happening, a lot of stuff. But I'm still a bit confused. Like, so you make 9 rings, go to humans, then is the one ring made as the solution to what then goes wrong with the humans?
No.
Like if we're now down this path of like fixing, you know what I mean?
No, because it's one ring to rule them all.
Okay.
Yeah, Sauron decides to make it for himself to rule over everybody.
Is that what he does?
From memory?
I can't remember. Like, is Celebrimbor not involved in that one?
I don't think so, because it's made in Mount Doom, right?
Oh, yeah, Forged in the Fires of Mount Doom. That's right. Yeah.
So, try to remember how the start of Shadow of War starts. Shadows of Mordor. That video game. I can't remember how he turns on him. Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah. I'm trying to remember like at what stage it all pivots. But anyway. Yeah, good episode. Lots of cool stuff, exciting stuff. Of course, there's only a few more episodes left. I did miss Old Mate this episode though, but anyway, back next week.
Old Stranger and Bombadil.
Bombadil, yeah. He's back next week. Sorry, coming next
probably we did get teasers of what the elves are doing. The old High King's like, we can't do anything. And Galadriel's about to go talk with Adar.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, 3 seconds of Adar and Galadriel.
I'm bummed that she did not say Sauron this entire episode.
Well, as I said last week, I think it's obviously a enemy and enemy is my friend scenario.
Yeah.
But Adar's about to attack whatever that place is called. I don't know. Well, that's where they're at. All these orcs are at that. Or they're the ones that. What's the place tracking?
I want to say.
But that's not where Sauron is.
No, it's like an elven high city, I think.
Yeah. So I'm a bit confused. Is he like? I don't know.
Maybe is that where what's his face said he was going to be? Sauron said he was going to be when he went. He was chilling out with him.
No, because he said he was going to go to Celebrimbor, right?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, people coming to listen to these episodes expecting us to be informed viewers.
No one listening to this is looking for like if you want to go listen to some book nerds break down the thing.
There's a lot out there.
You'll listen for relatable content. Like I too watch this and go, what the fuck? I can
relate to not remembering who these characters are or what is happening.
I'm aware of what's happening in front of me at the time.
The broad strokes.
Outside of that, home.
It's the details that we missed out on.
The details I am listening out on. Anything else from this week?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything.
Cool. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of The Lord of the Rings. Middle Left Podcast.
Oh, wait, one last thing.
What?
Fuck Kevin.
Fair enough. Of course, you can check out explosionnetwork.com for all our other great shows, news, reviews, podcasts, and fun things over there. We'll be back next week to discuss episode 6. And then there's only 2 episodes left, so yeah, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how fast this comes at you, and then life comes at you fast, you know what I'm saying?
It does.
Damien Joyce, goodbye.
What kind of piece of shit stabs someone in the back,
A real piece of shit, that's what.
and then washes his sword in a sacred temple?